Thank you for staying with me. We are on video number 5, how to make money on Fiverr, how to be successful, how to make money from the comfort of your home. But before we go any further, I want you to know that I have created a freebie for you. If you haven't gotten it already, get your freebie. The link is at the bottom. I have created a list of easy peasy services and products that people are selling on Fiverr every single minute of the day, every single second of the day, and making money. I have created that for you just to get your creative juices flowing. So don't forget to get that link. Go to the link after I finish talking and take a look at it. I have created, I think it's 10, at least 10 services and products where people are making money on Fiverr. So what I've created for you is a formula, a blueprint on how to make money on Fiverr. You saw my photo. I have made almost $8,000 as a seller on Fiverr. I looked at it and I'm thinking, I made almost $8,000. I need to share this with others who are earnestly looking to sell online, sell on Fiverr, to make money, to work from the comfort of their home. I want to put together a blueprint, a formula, and that's exactly what I've done. So on video number 5, we're going to talk about how to create your gig requirements, GIG, and I talked about what a gig is. It's the product or service that you are selling, how to complete your gig requirements, because Fiverr does have policies and procedures that you have to follow, and if you don't, they will boot you. But it's not hard. You just have to dot your I's and cross your T's, and I tell you exactly how to do that, okay? So you can make money from the comfort of your home, and you can be successful and make money like everybody else. If they can make money, if I can make money, you can make money, all right? So we talk about that, and also on video number 5, we talk about, I suggest to you, questions to ask the buyer. So there are some specific questions you need to ask the buyer. This is the person who is actually looking at purchasing your gig, your services, products. And also we're talking video number 5, delivery of your product or service. How do you do that? How do you make that happen? And what do you do? What's the process? So I cover all of that. I cover the process, how you make that happen. And also we talk a lot, as I've just referenced a second ago, Fiverr has policies and procedures. So, and it's not hard. If I can do it, if I can follow, I can be a little bit of a rule breaker. Not really, not when it comes to Fiverr, but because, you can be a little wild card. But with Fiverr, this is a corporation, etc. But it's not hard. You just need to dot your I's and cross your T's. And I tell you exactly how to do that. So you don't end up getting suspended from Fiverr, or they, send you a message saying what you did was against Fiverr policy. So we cover all of that, so you don't have to figure it out. All right. So don't forget to get your freebie. After I finish talking, go to the link, get your freebie, see what others are selling. Easy peasy, making money, and you want to make money as well. So without any further talking, because I'm a big talker and I love to share, I love people, but let's move on to video number 5. All right? And don't forget to subscribe. Help me out. Subscribe. Y'all know what to do. All right? So, as I said, you'll thank me later. So, stay with me. Dream big. All right? It requires discipline and perseverance and vision. All right? And doing your homework, of course, and knowing what to do, when to do it, and when not to do it, and what to do and what not to do. And I share all that with you in my series of videos. All right? Okay. Stop talking, Maria. Here we go. Video number 5. All right. Hello again. This is Maria, and this is video number 5 out of my video series 1 through 6. Fiverr tutorials, how to make money on Fiverr. How to make money online, how to make money from the comfort of your home. And as you can see, I have earned over $1,000. That was then. Actually, I've earned quite a bit more than that now But you can see from my Fiverr earnings that at the time when I took the photo, I had earned as a new seller over $1,000 selling on Fiverr. People will ask you, can you make money on Fiverr? I'm a new seller. I tried it out. The rest is history. Yes, you can make money on Fiverr, but there is a formula to making money on Fiverr. You can't just jump on Fiverr and think that the customers, the buyers are going to come running, because there's a formula, and I'm sharing it with you. Speaking of that, I need you to do me a big favor. I really would appreciate it, because I'm sharing a lot of information with you that you're not going to find anywhere else on YouTube or anywhere else on the internet. I'm sharing information with you that I have learned through trial and error and ins and outs and all of that. When I first started on Fiverr, no one was helping me. I just had to figure it out on my own, do a lot of reading, contacting customer service, asking questions. So I have a formula, secret strategies to share with you. Now, what I want to ask of you is for you to subscribe, like, ring the bell. Y'all know what to do. Help me out here. Subscribe to my channel, because I am sharing a lot of information with you, and I need you to subscribe. Would you do that for me? I would really appreciate that. So without any further ado, as they say, let's go ahead and get started with video series number 5. And hopefully you have been following my other video series, because there is tons of information that I'm sharing with you, invaluable information that can help you be successful on Fiverr. Because if I can be successful, you can be successful. If other people can make money on Fiverr, you can make money on Fiverr. But you gotta know how to do it. You gotta know how to do it, and you gotta come correct. You gotta come 100, and you gotta be determined, and you gotta be committed, and you gotta be on point, and you gotta be hungry. You gotta have a desire to make it happen for yourself, and it can. There's people on Fiverr making money every single minute. They're determined. They got the right Fiverr gig. They following a certain formula, and that's what I'm sharing with you. Alrighty, so let's delve into video series number 5. I'm on a mission to help you be successful and make money from home, make money online, make money on Fiverr, because it can happen. Video series number 5. You have a buyer. What do you do now? Requirements section on your gig. Include thank you message for buyer and request any and all need-to-know information in order to start the gig. Do not make assumptions. Avoid confusion and misunderstandings. Questions. Do not hesitate to ask the buyer questions about their order. Delivery. Make an effort to complete the buyer's delivery quickly but correctly. Deliver earlier than the established time when possible. Late. If there's an emergency or unavoidable reason you cannot make the timeline for the agreed delivery date, contact the buyer immediately to arrange for a new delivery date. Communication. Maintain clear, concise, timely communication with your buyer at all times. Buyers give low ratings for poor communication, product or service, and lack of professionalism. Fiverr. Know that Fiverr gives sellers low scores for slow response to buyers, canceled orders, etc. Check your seller dashboard for more information. Service. Give your buyer 100% plus. No lame excuses for the lack of first-class service. After you deliver the product or service, now what? Delivery. When you deliver your service or product, tell the buyer to please inform you as soon as possible if there are any issues with your delivery, and let the buyer know that you will do your best to make it right. Revision. Apologize to the buyer and let the buyer know the revision is your top priority. Don't delay revising the issue. Submit the revision to the buyer as soon as possible. Buyer's satisfaction. Once your buyer is satisfied, happy with your delivery, ask the buyer to please take a few minutes to write a review of your overall services, expressing their satisfaction. Tell your buyer satisfied buyers' reviews are critical for your Fiverr business. Note, it's against Fiverr policy to request a positive or 5-star review from your buyer. Message of appreciation. Write message to the buyer, thanking the buyer for the opportunity to provide your service and or product. Send both a personal message and for public review. So let me just recap and further explain video series number 5. So first of all, once you have an order from a buyer, there will be a requirement section on your Fiverr gig, and that requirement section is to be completed by the buyer. The buyer is to let you know what the order is, exactly what services they're seeking from you, what product, etc. In the requirement section, you are going to complete it by asking the buyer to please provide you with all need-to-know information in order to start the gig. Don't make any assumptions. When you make assumptions, it can lead to confusion and misunderstanding. So be sure and ask as many questions as you need to ask once you have a buyer, once an order has been established. Before you start the order, you want to make sure you have all the information you need from the buyer before you start the order. So don't hold back on asking questions so you're absolutely clear on what it is that buyer is seeking. Delivery. When you set up your Fiverr gig, you are going to be able to say how quickly you will deliver the order. I just had today a rush order. I was contacted by a buyer, and she asked me how soon could I deliver. She said she needed to deliver either by this evening or first thing tomorrow morning. So I indicated to her that I was available and I could indeed provide her with the rush service. Under normal circumstances, you typically don't get a rush order like that. A buyer will usually want their order delivered, product, whatever, delivered within 2 or 3 days. And when you establish the order, when you set up the actual order, and you'll get a chance to fill this out a little bit more once you actually get an order from a buyer, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about. But you will be able to indicate, based on the agreement and the conversation you've had with the buyer, as to what the delivery time is. In other words, is it 2 days? Is it 3 days? Is it 1 day? Is it a rush order? So that's why you really want to do some detailed communication with the buyer so you know exactly what their needs are and what their expectations are, avoiding, again, miscommunication and confusion. Now, once you start the order, if something should come up and you are not going to be delivered, let's say I had some computer problems just the other day, and if I had an order during the time I had the computer problems and it was going to take a considerable period of time, I would contact the buyer and say to the buyer, I want to apologize. I won't be able to deliver on the particular day that we agreed. You definitely want to communicate with the buyer if anything should come up. Also, you want to communicate effectively with the buyer under normal circumstances so they get an idea of what's going on with you, delivery time, any questions, any updates. And generally, most buyers really, really appreciate that. What they don't like is when they place an order and they don't hear anything from the seller, and there's a void, and they're wondering what the heck's going on here. So you don't want to over communicate, but you want to let the buyer know that you are still in communication. Here's an updated information, and so on. And buyers do give poor ratings for poor communication, product or service, and a lack of professionalism. And also, Fiverr gives low scores for slow response. So I really try and get to a buyer ASAP. Today, I got an order from a customer, a buyer, and as soon as I heard my mobile, I responded right away. The prospective buyer said, "Oh, thank you for responding so quickly." I mean, she had barely pushed send, and I was actually responding to her. Buyers really, really appreciate that, and you will get a high rating for responding so quickly to their needs. Nobody wants to contact a seller, and they don't hear from the seller until 2 or 3 days later or the next day and hours and hours and hours later. They will move on. They will move on to a seller who is ready and will respond to them immediately and meet whatever needs they have. No excuses. Fiverr is a no excuse zone. So after you deliver the product or service, now what? Once you deliver your product or service to the buyer, ask the buyer to inform you ASAP if there are any issues with your delivery, and let the buyer know you will do your best to make it right. Be sure and apologize to the buyer and let the buyer know that the revision, you're going to be revising it, and that is your top priority. Don't delay on revising a customer's issue. Once your buyer is satisfied with your delivery, don't hesitate to ask the buyer to please write a review for you. Positive Fiverr reviews are even more critical. If you've given the buyer 100% customer service, they're totally satisfied, please take a minute to review. A buyer review is important for the growth of your Fiverr business. Most buyers will take the time to write a review for you. You can say to them, since you're happy with my product or service, or you're very satisfied with it, would you please reflect that satisfaction in a review for me? Because reviews are very important to the growth of my Fiverr business. And then don't forget to write a note of appreciation and thanking the buyer for selecting your Fiverr gig. This is at the end of your delivery. And you can also send your buyer a personal note as well, thanking them for having selected you, indicating that you hope to do business with them in the future. So that's pretty much it for video series number 5. I'm hoping that it's been informative for you. I'm hoping that it is all coming together for you in terms of the ins and outs of how you put a Fiverr gig together and all the particulars for actually being a Fiverr seller. So that's pretty much about it. Again, thank you for spending the time on my videos to help you make money online, to help you make money on Fiverr, to help you make money from the comfort of your home. Do me a favor, I would certainly appreciate it. Subscribe, ring the bell, like me, share. Y'all know what to do. I need you to help me out. Stay tuned for video number 6, which will be our last video in this series on my YouTube channel. Video number 6, critique your Fiverr gigs and best practices. That's coming up on video number 6. That's it for video number 5. Don't forget to leave questions or comments for me. I love to communicate with you because I want you to be successful. If I can make money on Fiverr, you can make money on Fiverr. If others can make money on Fiverr, you can make money on Fiverr. Because I want to see you at the top. All right, this is Maria signing off. Bye-bye for now. I'll see you over at video series number 6.